All right. So the next thing that is helpful to getting ahead and being really buttoned up and how you're going to make this thing happen, how you're going to make this website happen seamlessly and well, is just content always thinking. And I would call it about using content design as the glue that holds a project together. So as we have talked about in another article about content design and how to plan content discovery and create good content design, why does it matter? We have a whole series on that. Content design is using research to give users the information that they need at the times and the ways that they need to consume it. But we also see it as Edgar Allan as a way to bridge between brand and execution. So we are using the idea of content design, the idea of that audience first focus, that idea of working content, not just content first, but content always, as a way to make sure that there is one arbiter of, or one advocate for audience and the story from start to finish, and that is the content designer. I'm going to give you a preview right now of my Webflow Conf speech for Webflow Conf Chicago. And it's a section on how we use content design as the glue, or why is content design so important to knit a project together. I'll go ahead and share my screen. So why is content design so important to knitting a project together? Well, again, because every project is a brand and content project, full stop. So here's a few truths, though, about things that are good to remember when it comes to making truly connective, useful websites that aren't, these things aren't in the content design playbook, but they're in ours. And I think they should be in everyone's. And they're also really great things to remember as you're creating a website and as you're planning out the how of this, creating a website. So first, just say no to no strategy. So you can't start a club without knowing why everybody should get together. You shouldn't build a building without pouring a foundation. You could film a movie without a script, but you're probably going to be really surprised at the end. I like to be surprised at the end of a web project. So you shouldn't build a digital experience without taking a step back and thinking about strategy. And if you don't build that club or pour that foundation, you're making more guesses than I'm comfortable with. So being aware that you're going to have to start with some kind of strategy, at least a brief, is pivotal to making sure that content is prioritized on a website. Let me go to the next one. If I can, let me go. There we go. All right. Secondly, scalability is freedom for projects big and small. So Webflow's specifically is configurability and its content input possibilities through the editor, through the collections, allows brands to own their marketing layer and scale their messaging and their stories without needing to move mountains or to pay for mountains of help over time. So that allows us to write more freely in the browser, which means that we can bring a content person in earlier, and allows our larger clients to scale that narrative that connects with their audiences and their brands pretty quickly without waiting for us to stand things up. So that actually relieves some friction in the process. We can start early with content, we can build some templated pages, and then we can train the client on how to stand them up themselves, which alleviates some of that pressure of all of that content. We've got to make all of these pages. Well, you don't have to do them all right now. And also we can tag team to help you do them. So, and all of that is huge. It's freedom for internal teams, and really good news for humans who are looking to solve problems and connect with brands via digital experiences. Because all we're really doing here is connecting humans to humans with websites and digital experiences. Next, audience first shouldn't be lip service. We know we're supposed to be thinking audience first all the time, and a lot of time we try. But there are literally thousands of minutes between kickoff and launch, so it's easy to push that audience-focused mindset sort of out of the way because the client or the CEO or somebody wants something specific, or because you're busy making 1,000 other things, like you're a UX person and you are not going to always be thinking about this particular aspect or design or development. So a content designer and having a content design mindset that puts a content at the table from the very start, and it means that you have an audience advocate in the room, that glue every step of the way. So the content design mindset and tooling, like we have in Webflow, it gives us the power to have better conversations with our audiences and not just talk at them and guess what they might want. So we're going to know, and we're going to create great content because of that, because we've done the research, we've fought for the research, and we've advocated for their needs every step of the way. And then finally, I say this all the time, content first is pretty trendy. I think content always is better. And that's about having content at the table and being that advocate for the audience and for the client and for the project and for the brand all the way through. So that's just saying, when's the right time to bring a content designer in? Or right now. And I've said that before.